Hello world, I'm Chris Pirillo, and this is the Locker Gnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short, your daily dose of geek news, gadget views, and answers that you can use. Perhaps an answer to the question, what did Chris think about the Xbox One announcement today? Yes, I just referred to myself in the third person talking about the Xbox One, but you could consider me someone who does plan on getting one Xbox One, maybe even two, or three. My bigger question is, what am I going to do with my Xbox 360s? I know, you're screaming, give them to me! Well, I wouldn't say that would be too far out of the question, because I don't think I could fetch much money for any one of them at this point. You should keep in mind that I don't really do a lot of gaming on the Xbox 360. They're pretty much DVD players for me at this point. So, with the announcement of the Xbox One, gaming almost taking a back seat to the overall entertainment possibilities with the Xbox One, you can see why I'm a little excited and why some gamers are kind of upset. In fact, today, Sony's stock went up 9% after Microsoft's announcement. And that's not to say that the Xbox One is exactly the same as the PS4, because even hardware-wise, they're two different machines. It's just that Microsoft has its eye on the ball, and that is the greater entertainment possibilities that the Xbox may bring, and I don't think they're that far off the mark. I know that many, if not all of you who are watching this video have your own opinion, and you are more than welcome to share it. In fact, I invited it earlier on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I wanted to gauge your thoughts before I came out and shared my thoughts. And by the way, if you're looking to pre-order one, apparently Microsoft is giving you $10 off if you pre-order through them. But you can also get it or pre-order it on Amazon.com, and the links are in this video's description. One big negative, it's not backwards compatible with Xbox 360 games. Is that a deal breaker for you? I can't call it Xbox One because it's the first Xbox, so it would have to be the first Xbox because Xbox One is the third Xbox. Here's a bonus, Blu-ray disc support. So that would mean I would be able to replace my Xbox 360s and the PS3 with an Xbox One, or several Xbox Ones. I don't watch Blu-ray discs all that often, but it would be nice to know that I have the option. The Kinect now comes bundled. It's not really an option with the Xbox One, and they've made it even better. In fact, another bit of controversy is that the Kinect is always on. So you can say Xbox on, and it would turn on. It's always listening to you. It's always there. I mean, it's not like you walk around the house saying things that you wouldn't want to have leak out, would you? I mean, that's not a possibility with computers, violations of privacy. It's a nice idea to be able to walk into the room, talk, and then have something happen. Another bonus for use cases like mine, HDMI pass-through. So you can watch live TV through your Xbox and use the Xbox guide as the guide and speak to your Xbox to say station name, and then it jumps to the station name, or guide, and then it jumps to the guide. So much more easy than, or I should say easier than navigating the traditional systems that I've had to navigate. Have you ever tried to use one of those cable boxes? Navigating the menu sucks! HDMI pass-through capabilities essentially makes it not necessary to have to use the cable box for anything other than decoding and transferring the signal. It's by and large a voice-controlled experience, and of course you could use gestures, as long as you've memorized what they do. And those gestures have a potential of getting me in trouble since I'm Italian and I speak with my hands. Not like you've never noticed that before! Skype is also integrated with a webcam capable of pushing out 1080p video. So is video chat finally coming to the living room? It's a possibility. There's now a game DVR for playback and sharing of your favorite moments in-game, and achievements are still transferred if you have a current Xbox Live gamer tag, and you can keep your gamer tag. It's just, again, those old games, it's hard to say that they're really old because some of them are relatively new, but those old games just won't work on the Xbox One, and I think for many people that will be the deal breaker. For several years now, I've said that the Xbox is an entertainment console more than it is a gaming console. Microsoft's only proven me right today. Here's a new feature, potentially controversial. When you insert a game into the Xbox 3... Oh, I almost said it there. The Xbox One... Sexbox? What I'm trying to say is when you insert a game disc for the first time into the Xbox One, it will automatically transfer that game to the hard drive and then could potentially be played back from the hard drive. Where that becomes a bit controversial is what happens if you have more than one Xbox One? Or worse yet, what if you have two players who live in the same house? It may very well kill the aftermarket for games, but Microsoft has already said that they're not trying to do that. Interesting feature, Snap Mode for dual viewing. So you're watching live TV through your Xbox, you open up the Snap Mode, and then to the side you have a, Internet Explorer window or something else. I think that's a neat idea. I don't know if I would use it all that often, though, because my second screen is usually one of these. And Smart Glass, you know, is already available for both iOS and Android. One thing not announced: pricing. I mean, we know it's going to be coming out later this year, and they're likely going to announce even more things about the Xbox One at the next E3, happening on the heels of Vlogger Fair. That was poorly timed, my part, not theirs. But the idea of spending money is not something that should keep you from wanting to spend money. It's just, would you spend money on an Xbox One? And if so, how much would you expect to spend? I can't imagine this being available for any less than $400. So I'm probably going to get at least one Xbox One, and then potentially slowly but surely replace my other Xboxes. A few people may have been disappointed with what Microsoft announced today, but I think they did things well enough. Oh yes, and before I forget, that whole always-on flap, the Xbox One doesn't always need to be online. It doesn't need an internet connection? Yes. Always? No. 8-core CPU, 8 gigs of RAM, 500 gigabyte hard drive, and more. The Xbox One is one for me. 8-core CPU, 8 gigs of RAM, 500 gig hard drive. I would say the Xbox One is a win. Let me put a finer point on that. It's a win in theory because the Xbox 360 has been awesome, and the things that they've changed or modified and the way they've implemented those features seem to be awesome as well. So that's why I think Xbox One will be a win, so long as gamers want it. And I'm saying that because I don't know if the average person is really going to be looking to the Xbox to replace or augment what they already have. Microsoft needs to evolve the Xbox brand to be something beyond gaming in order for it to gain even more adoption in the marketplace. Shifting gears, I wanted to let you know that we have an iPhone photography video course available at half off. If you use your smartphone in general, not just your iPhone, you may be interested in picking up this course, if only because I'm pretty sure you could stand to improve your photos just a bit. Lord knows I can. I do my best with the photos that I put out there, including one that made it to Flickr's Explore today. It kind of freaked me out a bit. I'd never been a part of Flickr's Explore page. And if you got hungry while you were watching this particular video, know that you can order unicorn meat right now. Naturally, you wouldn't be able to eat it until it arrives. Still, unicorn meat exists. And we all know that everything on the internet has to be true. The new Daft Punk album is out. I did listen to it, and I gotta tell you, it's very retro. So retro that it doesn't even sound like what I like about Daft Punk. It's not bad, it's just not really, you know, what I was hoping for from them. NASA is funding a 3D food printer? Imagine walking into a store, picking up various ingredients, going home, and then printing out dinner. A perfectly sized, shaped, and formed meal for you to get everything that you might need. This may very well solve the world's hunger issues, because the average shelf life for this type of food would be 30 years. If everything printed looked and tasted exactly like bacon, sign me up! Can you imagine? A world where we ate nothing but bacon. Pandora premieres. It's a new feature to preview albums a week before launch. I use Pandora all the time. I actually share an account with everybody else who lives in the house, including Wicket and Pixie and, yes, Diana. We all have different tastes in music, and that really kind of clutters our playlist. A new version of Oprah is available for Android, so if you want to download it, you might want to do that. Oprah on Android. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. It's Opera. Opera. Not Oprah. Oprah doesn't use Android. Our question of the day is brought to you by GoDaddy. If you want to save money on your next purchase, especially related to web hosting or SSL certificates, just email me first, chris@pirillo.com. I will email you my latest list of coupons. iMan544 asks, "Hey Chris, when are you going to receive your Google Glass?" I don't know. They haven't said anything about it yet. I don't even know if I have the money to buy Google Glass. That being said, I have a friend who you've kind of met in this channel, Dez from T-Mobile. He has Glass. And he says he's coming to Vlogger Fair. So everybody coming to Vlogger Fair gets to see and potentially even play with Glass themselves. Now, I'm going to do my best to coordinate schedules with Dez to actually try Glass in person and, of course, record that for you in videos and the Pirillo vlog and what have you. So I'm hoping soon, very soon. Even though it makes me giggle, I'm not sure if I like the term glass hole. I don't know what I'm going to do with Google Glass. I mean, yes, use it, obviously, but when I walk into a place, I'm just not sure I want to be wearing it. I get funny looks to begin with. The last thing I would want is someone to believe that I was invading their privacy, even if I wasn't. And believe you me, there's a massive difference between having a camera built into some kind of frame on your face, it's there, always there, versus holding a smartphone up with a camera pointing at someone. This is obvious. This is not. People are afraid of glass. And you know what? I don't blame them at all. What I might have to do is figure out a way to put a flag on my glass to say, I'm not recording anything right now. At this point, I think more geeks are excited about glass than anybody else. Be careful, or this might happen to you. Even if I haven't offended your sensibilities today, I'm sure I will at some point in the future, so thanks for remembering to like and share everything we're doing for you with everybody else. We'll see you later.